my name is Jeff. Welcome back to my workshop. We continue work on the kitbash of the Chicago Northwestern Waukegan station. I'm going to use Eileen's tacky glue to attach the subroof that we did in our last video to the roof. Just going to apply it to the one side of the structure, the side opposite the track and loading platform first, and then we'll attach the roof. While I'm doing this, I just wanted to say, if you find this video helpful and enjoyable in any way, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss upcoming videos. And if you have missed the first 3 videos, there'll be a link to the playlist in the description below. You'll also notice since the last video that I added a piece of styrene tubing at the peak just to help support the roof so it doesn't sag over time. And we'll also make sure we put some glue on that to hold that subroof to it. Building is eventually going to end up in the town of Waukegan on the Arlington Heights Society of Model Engineers layout in a kind of triangular shaped area with the main line running kind of curving in front of the building, and we'll have the platform there, the passenger platform, and behind it there is a siding that crosses the main line, having come off of another spur into town, that will end in a junkyard. But the part before the diamond will be used as a team track / house track for the station. So we're going to build a platform so we have a loading dock there on level with the platform, the station, so freight can be pulled from the freight house to the loading dock, and we'll be building that in the next video, starting that in the next video. So as you saw, I glued the first half of the roof in place. Once that's dried, or at least gotten tacky enough that it'll hold, I'm opening it up at the peak so I can apply the glue to the second half of the structure, and then we can glue that down. As you can see, it doesn't take a lot of glue. I just want a thin layer, just enough to make sure it holds it in place. And I find that the tacky glue works really well at holding together non-like surfaces. So cardstock or wood to plastic, even holding metal pieces to wood or cardstock. It works really well for that as well. It's important to choose the right adhesive for what you're doing. CA would probably work as well here, but I'm not a fan of CA. It's just my own personal preference. I've glued my fingers together too many times with it, so I just as soon use something that isn't going to bond as quickly. So with the glue in place, we're just going to press that down, wipe off any glue that seeps out along the sides, so we end up with a nice clean finish. let that glue, and then we'll get that glued down, and then we can turn our attentions to the roofs over the ends of the structures. In this case, I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue to the end of the roof piece and glue it to the sidewall. And also put a little bead of it right underneath it just to hold things in place. We'll let that dry before we tackle doing the same thing on the other end. Okay, I've got both side end roofs done. So now we're going to attach the cupola above the bay window. I drilled a hole number 78 with the number 78 drill bit inserted a bit of .015 brass wire into the hole. This will just help give me a mechanical connection to the roof. I also drilled a hole into the roof to hold it in place right at that hip joint between the main roof and the roof over the platform area. With the glue in place, and I just have the task of finding that hole again and inserting that rod into it. On hindsight, I probably did not need to do that. I certainly would have been able to install these walls easier and quicker if I had not. And the glue dried well. As it was. Okay. And now once we've found that hole, we've got that in place. Just make sure everything's square and in place and sitting properly. And again, we can wipe off any excess glue. And hold that in place until that glue gets tacky enough to hold. Also check it. We'll also take a quick look and make sure that it's aligned with the bay window underneath it. And it is. And with that dried, I'm gonna set the roof that came with the kit on it. This is probably what I will use, but I'll make final decision once the shingling comes in to do the roof. Next time we'll work on starting with the base of it, so we have a passenger platform as well as a freight dock. Please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Thank you for watching.